Hi, and welcome to this tutorial on the CoreLogic Real Estate Solutions Client Community Portal. In this short video, we'll show you all about the CoreLogic Data Inquiry System for Matrix and Listing Data Checker. First of all, what is it? It's an internet-based system used to provide MLS organizations an easy-to-use, streamlined tool to report and track Matrix and Listing Data Checker concerns or errors, as well as to voice ideas and recommendations for system changes or enhancements. It provides each MLS the ability to create tickets, or MLS requests as they're known in the system, and track the progress of those requests to completion. The prime benefits of using this ticket system are accountability and visibility. By using this system, an MLS establishes a clear record of each reported issue and can track CoreLogic responsiveness on addressing and resolving entered tickets in a proactive manner. The system also ties directly into CoreLogic's internal system related to issue management and resolution, and enables CoreLogic data experts and product managers to have swift access to MLS input. Before first accessing the system, you will be sent a Welcome to the CoreLogic Community email with an embedded link. Just click on the link and enter your username from your welcome email. The first time you access the site, you'll be prompted to select your password. You can see the CoreLogic Data Inquiry System URL in the bottom of the email I'm showing on my screen right now. Here's a look at the login screen. I'll log in now. The first thing you'll see once you log in is the welcome message on the home screen explaining some basic information to you about the system. As a client using the system, you'll be creating various tickets, referred to in the system as MLS requests. Your client services contact will then create various MLS tasks based on that request. These tasks will then go to our analysts, content designers, or any other resources needed to complete the actual work. As a client, you'll have visibility of the parent request, which include what the issue is, what the request is being made, along with any other vital information, and then your client services contact will make sure that request gets to the right people to help resolve it. Notice the Matrix LDC Items tab at the top left of my screen. That's what we'll be focusing on in this tutorial. However, please note that some MLSs that also have the Realist Tax and Public Records product from CoreLogic may have additional tabs, such as Issue Management and County. For now, we'll navigate over to the Matrix LDC tab. The first thing you'll see on this screen are any items that you may have recently viewed, created, or worked with. You'll also see the same list of recently accessed items on the left-hand sidebar under Recent Items. One quick note. See in the drop-down next to the word View where it says My Open Requests? I want to point out that we're not actually currently viewing these open requests. These are just your most recently accessed portal items, as indicated by the header below. A quick hint is that whenever you see the Go button next to anything in that drop-down, it means that you're not actually viewing those items at this moment. Remember, you're only looking at your most recently accessed items the first time you log in, every time you log in. If you'd like to see your open requests, simply click on the Go button. And now you'll see your view has changed to a view of only your open requests. Other selections in this drop-down include My Open Enhancement Requests and My Completed Requests. Selecting any of these and hitting the Go button will view any items of those types. So let's go ahead and look at some open requests. Open requests are defined as requests that have not been completed or canceled. Let's open one. Just click on the ID number to open this ticket so we can take a look at the details. Let's start with the unique ID number under the item number. This is helpful when you're requesting an update on a specific ticket or just for your own internal notes. As for how it's constructed, first, anything with the prefix of MLS means it's a Matrix or LDC item. As CoreLogic continues to add products to the inquiry system, those other products may have different prefixes. Next, the 2019-04 indicates that this ticket was created in April of 2019. And then lastly, you'll see the actual ticket number itself, 272302. Customer name will be the customer for whom this ticket has been created. Note that any tickets created by CoreLogic staff will be the internal acronym used for your organization. The subject is designed to be a high-level description of what the issue or enhancement is. And that brings us to priority. This can be set to low, medium, high, or critical. Note that critical should only be used in situations when a system is down or another similar type of catastrophic event has occurred. Request type is the next field. This is optional for you to fill out, but it will help categorize your requests. Configuration, database, display, enhancement request, input, issue or bug, other, report/CMA, search, or tax are your selections here. Record type is always going to be a request, and again, the MLS prefix lets you know that it's a matrix or LDC item. As for the next field, owner, this is typically going to be whomever created the ticket. This could be a staff member of your MLS, or your client services contact may have created it for you on the CoreLogic side. Status is going to be your next best way of seeing where in the process we are with this ticket. Has it just been created? Next, it would be reviewed and verified that it's ready to be worked on. Or if the information included in the ticket is insufficient, it may be set to waiting details. Once all details needed are received, then it would be assigned to a rep, meaning it's actively being worked on or in progress. This ticket is currently in a ready-to-test status, meaning it's now up to the multiple listing organization staff member to confirm that the fix has provided the desired result. And then completed and canceled round out the list of statuses. As for due date, if there's a critical date you need this task completed by, you can plug that in here. And completion date will automatically be filled when your client services contact marks this task as completed. Now, let's move out of the MLS request information section and down into the description section, where we have two separate text fields. The description field is where you explain what it is you're trying to accomplish. Let's take a moment to let you know what constitutes a good description. A good description is key when entering an MLS request. This will allow your client services contact and any other resources that work on the ticket to resolve the issue as quickly and with as little back and forth between you and them as possible. Just because you've entered a ticket doesn't mean your job is done here, as you'll see in the notes section we'll discuss in a moment. Here are the main things to consider when entering your ticket. Where? As in, where is the issue happening? More specifically, include the property type and search, display, or other area of matrix or LDC if applicable. Did this occur in my matrix, my contacts, somewhere else? Also, please include the steps to reproduce the error. The types of information that help us get to the bottom of the issue quickly include, but are not limited to, the user who reported the issue, the MLS number of the impacted listing, and whether or not this issue can be reproduced. We need the steps you followed to cause the issue in question. What are your expected results? We want to be crystal clear on what you expect to happen once this ticket has been resolved. If that isn't clear, it requires more unnecessary back and forth in order to resolve the issue. Please spell this out as clearly as possible in the description field. And lastly, the actual results. It might not always be clear what issue is being reported. Is it the big yellow screen or just a small issue? Detailed results and screenshots help save us time trying to figure out what you are reporting is wrong with the system. The goal is to provide the resources working on your request with everything they need out of the gate so that they can tackle tasks quickly and efficiently and minimize back and forth. Now let's head back into the portal. Let's say you wanted to add some additional information at a later time, or just wanted to check in to see how the work is progressing on this request. That's when you would use the New Note field. By the way, as you may have noticed, there are two ways to edit these fields. You can simply double-click on the specific field you want to edit, or you can click the Edit button up at the top of the form. The latter option turns every field to editable status, rather than just the one field you click on. Here, I'll click on the Edit button up top. Now you can see every field is editable. For now, I'll cancel this. In this case, I'll just click into the field and enter whatever information is necessary. Here, I'll enter a new note. Just click out of the box to finish the note. Notice that once I'm done adding this note, it turns orange. What this means is you've made a change to this field, but you haven't yet saved the record. Also, notice up top, the Edit field is now replaced by a Save button. By the way, see the back arrow or undo icon next to the entry box? That allows you to undo any changes you've made to a field before you hit Save. Let's continue scrolling down through this ticket. Next comes system information. System name would be the matrix code for this MLS. In this case, MLSC. Client Account Manager is who your client services contact is, and this would be the person who receives a notification that you've created a request. Publicly viewable means it's available for you to see in the portal. And then you'll see fields for who created and or modified this ticket last. Basically, your history for this request. Notes we'll come back to in a moment. You'll see what happens there once I hit Save after adding that note above in the description section. Files is where you can upload attachments. This could be a screenshot of the issue in question. And then, of course, the full history for this ticket is found in the Item History section. Now, I'll scroll back up to the top of this ticket and hit Save. Now you can see that the orange text is gone, and a new note has been added to the item history. In fact, let's scroll back up top again. Just mouse over the Matrix LDC Item History header. Now you'll see a rollout appear, and now you can see when this note was added and by whom. You can also see when statuses have been changed, or if any other edits have been made to the ticket. The initial view only shows the last 5 history items. Just click Show More or Go to List to expand the full history or see it all on its own page. That gives you a great history of the dialogue back and forth of questions and answers between client and account services contact, and lets you know exactly who put in what note and when any changes have been made to this ticket. Let's go back to that ticket now. And once you've added a note, you'll see the note that I added in the New Note area of the ticket is gone. It's only up top in the mouse over and then the Notes section below. That way there's always room to add a new note anytime you want to again create that dialogue. Here, let me mouse over the notes header. Now in the rollout, you can see just the note history. Also, clicking on this header automatically scrolls you down to the notes section of the request. As you can see, in the case of this example, you can see all of the notes in the single line view, but it may be necessary to click on the note to see the full version. Let's go back to the main ticket from this note. Please note that when making notes, it's always preferable to add a new note rather than to edit an old note. This creates a new timestamp each time and creates the back and forth dialogue in the notes list, but it also triggers an email notification. Updating a note will not trigger an email notification. Whenever an MLS request is modified or created, an email will be sent to the client services contact and to the creator of the request. If one of those people was the one to modify the record, they will not send an email to themselves. This way, a client services contact won't get an email if they modify the request for a client. In the example here, we've got a request for the flooring field to be required for all residential listings. For this kind of request, we need to know if this change should be grandfathered for existing listings. We also need to know whether there should be a staff exception on this listing. You can see the back and forth in the notes section pertaining to these questions, but if these needs were stated in the description field in the request originally, this back and forth in the notes field wouldn't be necessary and the request would be completed more quickly. So while we're down here at the bottom of the ticket, let's talk about adding files. Just click the Upload Files button and a new folder will open where you can navigate to the file you wish to upload from your computer. Here, I'll just upload an image of flower here. By the way, you can also select multiple files to upload at once if you'd like. Just hold the Control key and select multiple items if you wish. The progress bar will let you know how the uploading is going. This could take a moment if it was a large file. Once it's done, you can hit Close. No need to worry about share settings. If you have permission to see this ticket, you'll also have permission to see the file. Now you can see the file under the Files section. I can preview it to see it right away, but if I click on the file name itself, it takes me to the page for this file where I have a number of other options. One of the nicest features on this page is the version history. Right now, you can see a version 1, and then a Show All Versions link. Now I'll click on Upload a New Version. I'll just choose the same file here, but we'll say that it's different. Maybe I changed the dimensions of the photo, so I'll make a note of what I changed and type dimensions here. But now you can see that I've created a version history. Now there's a version 1 and a version 2. And I can still access the original file as well. That way I can see the comparison for myself. This way, if you've uploaded a Word document with instructions, but need to amend those instructions, you'll still have the ability to access both if you need. Let's go back to my ticket now. And you can see that there's just one file available here under the Files header up top. This will be the most recent version of the file that I can access here. Just like any of the other rollouts, you can click on the file or the associated note to directly access them, or if you click on the actual headers for the rollouts themselves, you'll automatically be scrolled to the bottom of this ticket where those sections are. I also want to point out that the Salesforce Customer Portal has a great search tool as well. You can search by any of the key fields in a request. For example, I'll put the word staff in here and search. This will return requests that have staff in the subject line, and also in any of the associated notes for the requests. It will also return any requests that might have the word staff in the description as well. And if you get too many results from a search, you can always use the Show Filters section here. That rolls out a number of different filters that you can use to narrow down your results. You may want to filter by status, perhaps to find tickets that are only in progress. In this case, I'll search for only tickets that are ready to test and eliminate the ones that have only been created from my results. Just hit Apply Filters to narrow your results, and then use the Clear Filter selection to go back to your original results list. You can also hide the filters again by hitting the Hide Filters selection at the top. Let's click on Matrix LDC items at the top left again. I just want to point out that the last way to quickly access your tickets is to use the Recent Items section over here on the left. Just hover over any of the selections and you'll see a pop-up showing you a snapshot of that particular ticket. Just click the link to navigate directly to that ticket. And just one last hint before we wrap up. Since the portal is web-based, you can absolutely have multiple tabs open. It's a great way to keep organized when you're working with multiple tickets. Just right-click on a selection and hit Open in New Tab. Now you've got two windows open, each with their own individual display of whatever ticket you happen to be viewing at the moment. Much easier than using the back arrows on your browser. And that wraps up this tutorial of the CoreLogic Real Estate Solutions Client Community Portal for Matrix and Listing Data Checker. We hope that this new system will give you great control and visibility of the various requests that you make and the ensuing resolutions that are needed for you, your staff, and your members to perform at the highest level possible. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your client services contact. Thank you.